Pete Carroll admits the rebuild process is going to take a little longer than expected. Germaine Pratt released, and should the Raiders trade for Russell Wilson? Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Samora Raider, back at it again with yet another video. If this is the very first time that you guys are coming across this channel and you love Raiders content just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button. First things first, let's talk about Pete Carroll. A lot has been going on since we lost to the Colts. A lot of questions up in the air, a lot of things going back and forth whether or not Pete Carroll should still be here or not. I know when Pete Carroll came over here to Las Vegas, we expected this team to go out there and compete, and so far in 5 weeks already, it ain't looking like this team is competing at all. So much so that Pete Carroll even admits it himself.
I know that we're going to come together. I have no hesitation in saying that. I just wish it was sooner than later. And so we're going to keep plugging away. And our guys are practicing hard, and they care, and the leadership is good, and they're solid, and they're keeping our guys' heads in the right place. And we're counting on turning this thing. You know, if you could take a lesson, let's learn the lesson that the Aces taught us. You know, they were struggling, and then they won 16 in a row, and look where they are now. You know, and so things can turn, and that's the only way I've ever known it. So that's the only expectation I have.
I mean, he's right. You know, I knew that it wasn't going to be a one-year thing. I knew that we were going to turn it all around in just 1 year. I actually expected the Raiders to go 7 to 9 wins this year, but I didn't expect them to look this bad, because all they've been preaching, all they've been hyping up throughout the whole offseason was the fact that this team is going to compete at all facets of the game. Everybody's going to compete for their position on the roster, and this team is going to be a team that's going to compete every single game. And like I said, for 4 straight weeks, the Raiders have lost 4 straight games, and most of those games not looking competitive at all. So even though I do understand Pete Carroll's point, and I don't think any coach, I mean, it'll be a rarity for any coach to come over here to Las Vegas and turn this whole shit show around in just 1 year. It's damn near impossible. I mean, at the end of the day, we're the Raiders. What do we expect? Then again, you got teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars with Liam Cohen, first-year head coach, turning things around, recently just beating the Chiefs, and also recently just beating the 49ers. And they're sitting right now at 4-1. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, why can't that be us? Why can't we have good things like that, right? I mean, literally, this year we have no excuse because we actually have experience at the head coaching position with a huge resume. Pete Carroll has done it before, and I mean, he preached that he was going to do it again, and maybe he can. But like I said, I feel like everybody's hopes right now with the Raiders team, with this Raiders team, is not really high. But I do want to remind a lot of Raider fans out there that you can't expect the Raiders to turn things around in just 1 season. We can't continue to keep moving on coach to coach, regime to regime, and expect things to change, because we have to have at least some type of stability on this team, especially in the front office. So for fans out there that are already on that train of firing Pete Carroll, relax. I mean, I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I'm just as pissed off as the next Raider fan, but I'm not going to sit here and act like Pete Carroll is going to come over here and turn things around right away. I'm not going to sit here and say that I want to fire him after the season. No matter how good or how bad we do, heck, if we don't win no more games moving forward, I'm going to be pissed off. But I'm not going to want to move on to the next guy and hope for the best, because it's never worked for us. You guys got to remember, Pete Carroll, in his history, in his first year with Seattle, he was 7-9. Now, they did go to the playoffs because the NFC West was pretty trash, but he was 7-9 in his first year. He was 7-9 in his second year. And then after that, in year 3, they made a huge improvement, going 11-5 and also 13-3 the next year after that. So it takes time to build a dynasty. It takes time to build something stable. Not all teams are blessed to go out there and just win right away. And I feel like fans out there tend to forget, when we got John Gruden back, it wasn't all butterflies and rainbows over here. And John Gruden's first year back in Oakland, we were abysmal. We were 4-12. And that's looking like the direction we're going in right now. His second year, he was 7-9. And then his third year got a little bit better, 8-8. But we at least got to see some type of improvement, which we haven't been able to see since then. And that's why I was one of those fans that, even as bad as it looked last year with AP, he was a first-year head coach. And I know we put a lot of expectations on him, but for the Raiders to move on after just 1 year, I think was a little bit premature. I would like to give any regime that comes over here at least 3 years to see what they can do. If they improve, if they steadily improve, then that's great. If they don't, then you got to move on. So that's why, after what Pete Carroll said, I think it's really realistic. Of course, Raider fans don't want to hear that with how bad things have been looking as of late, but that's the reality of this team, the reality of this Raiders team. Now, I'm not going to say that there might be players that are okay with that, because we've heard Max Crosby before saying that he's not trying to rebuild with any more teams. He's trying to go out there and win. That's all he wants to do.
I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win. So, I don't know whatever that means, but yeah, I'm here to win now, and wherever I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be here to win. So that's all that matters to me.
And I know a lot of Raider fans, including me, don't want to see Max Crosby leave or get traded away or even want a trade. Not saying that he wants one, but there comes a point where you kind of get tired of the bullshit. At the end of the day, whether good, whether bad, I think Pete Carroll has to stay another year or two. And I mean, hey, we could still turn things around. I mean, he was 2-2 in his first year with Seattle, kind of won a couple of games, but I feel like 7 wins, maybe even 8 wins would be at least an improvement over what we did last year. So as hard as it is to stay positive, we just got to keep rolling with the punches and just, I guess, hope for the best. But I know last week was just a horrible showing. Some other bit of news, Germaine Pratt was released by the Raiders yesterday. According to Ian Rappaport, that the Raiders are releasing linebacker Germaine Pratt, saying goodbye to a veteran they signed this offseason. Pratt did not travel with the team to Indy for non-injury reasons. Now, Germaine Pratt actually posted something on Twitter. I think it was before the release, maybe even after. I don't remember the timestamp, but he posted this picture right here with the caption, "New week, same grind, but with fresh energy to win what last week couldn't." Damn, like, okay, tell me what you're trying to say without telling me what you're trying to say. I mean, it seemed like he was really unhappy over here, and I've heard reports, I've seen reports. I don't know whether they're true or not. These are all sources from different places, but it seems like there's a lot of people in the locker room or players that might be frustrated with his coaching staff. I don't know if it's Pete, I don't know if it's Chip, I don't know if it's Patrick Graham, but it seems like everybody's not there. That camaraderie is not there. I mean, the thing that we've been hearing all offseason long is the fact that everybody's getting along with each other, but a couple weeks in, it seems like everybody's starting to fall apart. And I feel like this recent news definitely proves that. Now, I don't know the other players that are unhappy with this team, but I'm pretty sure a lot of things are going to come to light. And it just seems like the Raiders just can never have a regular season, off season. It's always got to be something. Of course, we know the Christian Wilkins thing that went on. We know the whole JPJ thing that went on. And now Germaine Pratt being released, and now hearing that there might be other players. And I feel like the more the Raiders lose, the more things are going to come to light. The only solution to all of this and everybody being happy is just winning games. That's all we got to do, is just win, baby. But the Raiders just haven't been able to do that. With all the losing that the Raiders have been doing this year, of course, there's been a lot of different ideas thrown around, a lot of different hot takes. But one specifically comes at the quarterback position. Now, I know Geno Smith hasn't been playing real well, but one name that has been brought up that could come back and reunite with Pete Carroll is none other than Russell Wilson. According to Dov Clement, he posted something on Twitter saying, should the Raiders trade for Giant star quarterback Russell Wilson? Oh, I don't know about star quarterback, but I mean, he's a quarterback for sure. Geno Smith is clearly struggling, leading the NFL in interceptions with 9, with a record of 1-4 on the season. It could be time for a Pete Carroll reunion with Russell Wilson in Las Vegas. Wilson is only 36 years old and still in the prime of his career. Wilson, Jency, and Bowers would be a special offense. Now, all right, Raider Nation, I know our offense right now looks lost again. Geno Smith has been shaky, of course, and we're all frustrated with that. That's why we all are looking at Kenny Pickett and wanting to start Kenny Pickett, which I'm totally down for. But the question that was brought up, should the Raiders trade for Russell Wilson? Now, look, Russell Wilson isn't the same guy that he once was in Seattle. We all get that, right? But he's still a proven vet in the league right now. Of course, he has a Super Bowl under his belt. He has that leadership and way fewer turnovers than Geno Smith has so far this season. I think he only has 3, which is better than 9. Wilson could bring some stability and maybe help bridge that gap while the offense figure things out. So we know that mobility ain't really there. The deep ball isn't really there as well. Plus, that contract isn't cheap. But if you were to put the question out there, who would you rather have right now, Geno Smith or Russell Wilson? Honestly, I think they're really close to each other. But the way Geno Smith has been playing so far this year, I feel like the Raiders need a spark somewhere. And maybe that's where Russell Wilson comes in. All it takes is momentum and having that confidence with a team. I mean, look at Daniel Jones. Nobody would have expected that from Daniel Jones, knowing how bad he's been. Now, I know that Russell Wilson is a bit up there in age, but maybe a change could be good for this team. If the Raiders were able to do this, this would be a short-term answer, of course. But at the end of the day, I don't think that it'll happen, but honestly, I wouldn't mind it either. It's like putting a Band-Aid over a wound. So, if you were to ask me, I'd say fuck it. Let's just do it. Anybody but Geno right now with the way Geno's been playing. Like I said before, I don't think Geno's a bad quarterback. He's just been playing real bad as of late, and we need to change somewhere. Then again, maybe I'm just a delusional Raider fan that just be talking out of my ass. But what do you think, Raider Nation? I want to get your thoughts. Should the Raiders trade for Russell Wilson? Would you guys want to see Russell Wilson in the silver and black, or are you guys like, hell nah? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Until the next video, this is your boy, Simone Raider, and your boy is, yeah.